1525 Norman Drive. It's your boy, Big Cam, the People Champ, man.
Yeah.
I'm here with the rest of my cast.
Yeah.
It's Nikki.
This your boy Lucky Lefty, the flies nigga. I'm just
Yeah, talk that shit, man.
Claim that shit. They know what it is.
Y'all ready?
Yeah, let go.
Alright, so I'm finna jump into one of my favorite topics to talk about personally. Y'all know this, which is sex. I love it. You know what I mean?
When you gonna write a book?
Oh, it's coming soon. I need to drop one in a minute. But what I want to start off with, I want to know, can people have a successful relationship or marriage if they have bad or boring sex life?
No.
No?
No.
Period?
I just feel like, mentally is very strong and powerful, but also physical, you need that. You get what I'm saying? And I mean, it be a lot of temptations out here for men and women. You get what I'm saying? So, in order for me to have like a successful relationship, I feel like the physical has to be a major part too. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like if you ain't really physically connected to that person, man, it's gonna be hard for y'all to fake that for so long. You know what I mean?
I agree on that. Like, you really can't have a successful relationship without one of the cornerstones of a relationship, which is sex. Like, that's crucial, regardless how you try to put it. You know what I mean? Sex is a crucial part of any relationship, whether it be bad or great. You know what I mean? That holds some bad relationships together. Good sex.
You right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you might stay a little longer than you should.
Because that physical connection.
You feel me?
Why you looking like that?
What you got? Go ahead.
No.
Oh, so you not gonna keep it real.
This is the thing. I am gonna keep it real. Okay, so this is an opinion. I'm just playing devil's advocate because I have seen this. I know this to be true.
Yeah.
Sex is not everything to everybody.
Yeah.
So if you find a person that meets every other need and neither one of y'all are like have a really high sex drive, that's not that important. You know what I mean? There's other aspects of the relationship. Like, there's plenty of people who go on to be married for years and years. I ain't gonna say they stay faithful all the time, but as long as that person is happy with you and committed to staying with you, to me, I feel like
that person stepped out though.
Yeah.
Listen. What I'm saying is,
that's not being a successful relationship.
No. What I'm saying is, just like in any other instance, some people are okay with that. Some you cannot say it's people out here that don't accept infidelity. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's a failure of a relationship. They have their own issues. They got their skeletons in their closet because I'm sure they don't want everybody to know that. But what I'm saying is, sex is not everything to everybody. I'm pretty sure y'all done dated somebody longer than you probably wanted to because either the sex was good or she had you up here and the sex was bad. But you stayed a little longer.
I ain't staying nowhere with a sex. Man, baby, you got to get up out here. Get out my house, y'all.
As a man and as a woman too. I just feel like even if you don't have a high sex drive, that don't mean that like the times that you do it, it should be off the chain. You get what I'm saying? Sex drive means like you might not want it all the time, but whenever you do it, it should be like amazing. You get what I'm saying? It should be that you goddamn hold off.
You said boring.
Bad or boring. Like, bad or boring to me is me being in missionary for 45 minutes.
Come on.
That boring ass shit.
Well, that's boring and trash box.
That's what I'm saying. That's
not
what
like
we talking
45
about.
minutes.
That's what we talking about. If I expect somebody to be in a successful relationship with me and I'm passing out missionary sex for 45 minutes,
set the tone, Cam. Switch it up.
but that's what I'm saying. That bad sex.
Flip that wide back over.
How can I expect that? How can I expect her to be faithful to me if I'm giving her missionary sex for 45 minutes? Hey, she gon' cheat. She gon' cheat unless I switch it up like you said. Unless I learn some new tricks. You can't be in a successful relationship without that. So it's hard. It's hard, man. It's just hard.
a great point.
Okay. But I have another point. So this generation, y'all know everybody is like mentally stimulated by a lot of technology and online things, right? So there are a lot of times that people have sex and they're kind of like going through the motions, but they get the most excitement or the largest orgasm from pornography. It's a lot of people that suffer in that way, like they really enjoy it, they look forward to it, they go all out. You get the nicest lotion, you know, to keep your hands and everything else. No, let's not go off course. Let's not go off course.
You know a little too much.
But it's women that do the same thing. They're here with their man, but he's not the best in bed, or he's not the most exciting to be with. So, you know, you find your other ways to be satisfied. That don't mean it's not a successful relationship. I'm just saying, but that's just true. 2 points. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. It's what you determine as a successful relationship.
Yes.
Some people view success in a relationship as, I came up, I got money now.
Okay.
Like that's what I see is what you kind of saying. Like somebody like Anna Nicole Smith.
Yeah.
That old ass nigga. I know he ain't bust her cheeks down.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
he might have.
But
He might have.
that man couldn't even walk.
Come on.
It don't matter which mean that thing was standing up strong. He had the best blue pill. What you mean?
He busting no cheeks.
He ain't doing that.
If that's the truth, that's how he died.
That's how he died.
That's how he died.
But that's what they say.
But what I'm saying is,
That's what the folks say.
that's her. That might have been her view of a successful relationship.
Yeah.
She came up off of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Don't speak for her.
I'm just saying.
She said that was the first man that ever truly loved
Hey,
her.
man, you say that when a nigga dropped 50 million in the bank.
I'm talking about for real.
Yeah, he loved
You know,
me.
that kind of
That's true.
alter your thoughts sometimes.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is. To each his own. For me, sex need to be amazing. Whenever you have it.
Yeah, final thoughts on you. What you think? Final thoughts.
Personally, yes, it does need to be good. But I can't see how people will overlook that, you know,
That's
in their
all right,
relationship.
for keeping it real.
Yeah, for flip-flopping and keeping it real.
Come on with the jokes.
I appreciate that.
I'm speaking for the people who ain't me.
I appreciate that. So, on to the next one. Do you think that somebody, well, let me ask this. Could you date one of your friends' baby mama, baby daddy, especially if y'all like never really hung out with each other like that? Like if you really weren't super cool with this person.
So an acquaintance.
More
So
of an acquaintance
it
than a
ain't a
friend.
friend.
Yeah, more of an acquaintance
You know
than a
what I'm
friend.
saying?
It ain't really your homeboy.
Yeah.
It's somebody you might have just went to school with.
Yeah. And it was maybe a mutual respect.
Would you date? But if you do got respect for them, you know what I mean? Would you date their baby mama or their baby daddy?
You know.
I mean, absolutely. I'll date your baby daddy. I mean, at the end of the day, if we're just acquaintances, I know you.
That shit was
I have a little, you know, I have respect for you, but I don't really know you. You know, we don't rock in the same circle, nothing like that. Like, you wouldn't end up showing up at a barbecue I had and nothing like that. Like, yeah, I date your baby daddy 1, 2, and 3. Absolutely.
Savage. I love it.
What's wrong with that? I mean, we don't have that relationship.
But I think that's what's wrong now. People don't be honest. And I think that was an honest statement. You know what I'm saying?
Because you really switched the script, because I thought I was going to be the controversial one.
But I
be the one that was going to say that. Because really, I mean, if you ain't my partner, man, anything you done dealt with, it fair game, so like, especially if I don't really know you like that, everything is fair game. Your mama, your sister, your mama. Everybody.
Not your mama now.
Your mama too.
You can't date nobody, mama.
That boy said shit.
Boy, it's some fine mamas out there, boy.
Shout out to the mamas.
And they cashing out. Shout out to my
It is a few fine daddies though. I have. You know,
look at you.
shout out to y'all.
My daddy told me about y'all. Like, he told me what's going on.
Dad be knowing.
Step mama.
Okay.
I done heard.
Long as you know.
I done heard. I ain't got no problem with it.
Put that butter knife in the dishwasher when you finish making that peanut butter jelly.
What you think, Jim?
I mean, I guess we all fooled each other.
Yeah.
Because I thought I was going to hit y'all with like some shit too.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with what y'all say.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
Straight up.
I don't really have nothing else to really say. Y'all took my thoughts in a good way, but nah.
I mean, you ain't want them. So
I mean,
why I can't have them?
I do feel like
Yeah,
this.
real.
I do feel like this. We live in a doggy dog world. You know what I'm saying? They'll do it to me. You feel me?
Right.
And you ain't my partner, like you said. You ain't came to none one of my events. You ain't came to none of my kids' birthday parties.
Straight up.
All that. And you just see me in the street or whatever. Yeah. And, you know.
I look at it like I don't really know you, so it's like shit. Why I'm giving that respect to a stranger?
Yeah, like
it's the same shit.
If we got a chemistry, we got a chemistry.
Period.
Straight up.
All right, I got another topic. It was kind of deep, y'all.
Okay.
What would you give? What kind of advice would you give a 16-year-old girl who just found out she was pregnant? Brenda just had a baby. What would you tell her?
I'd tell her to get rid of it.
Ooh.
Straight up. I mean, at 16, I just feel like you don't really know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially if, like, that was just on some fun shit, some bullshit, yeah. I think babies need to be brought into this world with love. And, you know, I think that's what's going on a lot of times. People are mad that that person is having a baby, so that child automatically comes in with a certain tension. You know, it's like, nah, I feel like babies need to be made out of love. Now, if that person really loved that, that'll be hard for me, but that's different. You know, a lot of these people at 16, they don't really know what they're doing out here. You get what I'm saying? So, for my daughter, I have a daughter. At 16, if you ain't been with him and this ain't, no. But especially if he don't want it. You get what I'm saying? Because I don't want my daughter trying to raise a child by herself and me at 16. I want her to be a child. I want her to be able to live her life and not have to worry about those things until she's ready. You know, so that's just my opinion.
Yeah, me personally, I'm gonna say it's time to grow up. Your life just changed. Like you made a decision to lay down with somebody and have unprotected sex. Y'all got pregnant. Now it's time to be responsible. Your life just literally just changed overnight. So now it's no longer about you. It's about this child now at 16-year-old. So you really got some growing up to do right now, immediately. Like, because regardless, I mean, cause to your point, not trying to say you was wrong, but to your point, like you got to kind of teach those values a little earlier than that. You feel me? So it won't get to the point where they do get pregnant.
For sure.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I because like you have a daughter, I'm sure you're gonna already have her own game.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So she won't be doing, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. So what I'm saying is, when you tell somebody that baby is made out of love, regardless whether it was made out of love, you gotta love that child regardless, because it just has to be here. You know what I'm saying? So on some real shit, that child just gotta grow up. She gotta really just grow up overnight, and just put her big girl drawers on. That's the work.
For sure. And I respect that. I do.
Yeah.
What you think, Nick?
I mean, I just almost like try to put myself in a place of like a parent of a 16-year-old. And not that that's what the question said or anything, but I think, you know, when I'm thinking of advising a child that young, it comes down to, you know, what is it that you really want from this situation? Because sometimes teenagers think like, oh, I'm going to have a baby because we going to be together forever. And that's their mentality. And then sometimes it's, I don't know if I want to keep it. I'm scared. I don't want to raise no baby. So I would advise them to do what they feel in that moment. Like, think about what you truly, really want. If you want to have a baby, this is the reality of a baby at 16. If you don't want to have the baby, then this is the reality of what this situation is about to be like. Abortion, you know it's emotional, all the other stuff that happens behind it. And you just have to carry yourself differently behind that situation, because it'll be a shame to be back in the same boat 3 months down the line. So I think my biggest thing would be, having a real conversation. Like, it's not my job to make you feel bad. It's not my job to make you feel like you have to do either one or the other. But at the end of the day, you do have to make a decision. So at 16, you put yourself in a position to take that chance. So I honestly think that now you have to put your adult cap on. You got to really think about what you're willing to handle, for the next 9 months or 18 years or whatever the case may be. And, make the best of it. I can't tell you how life is going to be for you, because everybody's, motherhood or parenthood or whatever is different. I can't promise you that boy going to be around, the whole time and going to co-parent with you and change diapers with you and all the above. Y'all 16. But at the end of the day, you have to make an adult decision now, because you are now a parent.
Right.
So decide if you want to keep it. If you don't, then you know what we need to do. Other than that, it's time to really, change the way you living as a 16-year-old, because you're about to bring a child into the world.
Right. I got a question to add on to that topic, though. So as far as like what y'all saying, given the option of abortion, would y'all say that's like kind of enabling bad decisions for that child? You know what I'm saying? Almost kind of saying like, yeah, you can make a bad decision and you'll have a way out. You'll have a way to rewrite your mistake, so to speak.
I think it does. I think it does enable poor decisions, but it also is going to reinforce a very serious emotional lesson. So I think that sometimes it depends on where that child is mentally. Like if the child kind of like, nope, I want to have it, baby. I don't care who help me take care of it. You gonna help me take care of it, and you the parent. Then it's kind of like, oh no, little bitch. Like that's not what's about to go down. Like that's not it. But I think that no matter what, whether you the father of that baby and you recognize that her parents pressuring her to have an abortion, or whether you the girl that's pregnant, I think that you're gonna deal with the consequences of whatever you choose to do. If you choose to have an abortion, that's serious. Like that's a serious thing. Like it's not just you go to the doctor, they snap their finger and the baby is gone. Your body gonna go through it. Mentally, you're going through the decision you just made. You're gonna be thinking about for years, like what could have happened or what your life could have been like. So I think that it's a poor decision. Yes, this is a kind of like a quick fix to have an abortion, but I think that from then on, like you kind of understand that that's not like a walk in the park to make a decision like that, and you need to be behaving and acting differently. Like just having unprotected sex with any and every dude you think you in love with for the moment, like that's not how to go about things. And how many abortions you gonna have? Like you 16. Come on now, like, but it's a way to kind of start the process of them thinking that there is always a way to fix it. Yeah.
What you think, Jim?
I feel different a little bit. I just feel like, you know, you can learn from a lesson, right? And sometimes that might just be the only lesson that you need. You get what I'm saying? Everybody don't keep making the same mistakes. You get what I'm saying? So whether it enable them or not, or you know, if it's like the easy way out, or whatever the case might be, some people really learn from that mistake, and then they don't really go through that road again for a long time. You get what I'm saying? So I think it's all about that person, and just, you know, I think at the end of the day, it's not for me to really judge whether it's a good thing or bad thing. You get what I'm saying? Or is it enabling them? But I just know some people personally that I've been close to that had to go through that, and that one situation grew them up, and it wasn't a bailout for them. They embraced that, the pain that came with that, and then they learned from it. So that's how I feel.
All right, now we're going to our next segment called Finish the Sentence. All right, y'all already know how they go, so I'm going to say something and y'all going to go ahead and finish the sentence. All right, we're going to start out like this. I wish that.
I wish that. Oh, you?
No, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jim. I wish that.
I wish that a lot of these fuck niggas would stop supporting niggas that don't even know them, who ain't never broke bread with them, never did nothing for them but the fame.
Now,
you over here done goddamn supported everything, but your mans in them,
you understand me?
who been with you since day one, you don't even like his picture. Oh, that's hate. You know what I mean? That's hate, bro. You'll fuck with a nigga who you ain't never broke bread with, bro. You'll go buy that man clothes. You'll go listen to that man music. But your partner who been doing the same shit right beside you this whole time, you don't even like his picture. I wish y'all niggas would stop doing that.
Pathetic.
Dang.
Nikki, I wish that.
I wish that people had enough courage to create their own lane. Sometimes people say, oh, this industry oversaturated, this, you know, everybody want to do this. That's because people don't want to use their imagination. And honestly, like, people are very, very talented in their own right. Like, it's something that everybody does that nobody else can do like you. So explore that.
That's true.
Like, don't be afraid to take your time and explore what you're amazing at and create your own lane. Just because this person might not like it, this person might love it. And they might buy into it, word of mouth get around, and you created a whole stream of business for yourself just off of you creating your own lane. So don't never, I wish that people would not be intimidated to create their own lane and stop being a follower.
Can I just say one thing?
Yes.
Like they say, you be yourself long enough, people will start paying you to be yourself. Gotta stand in the trenches.
I like that.
I like
That's a
that
good
one
little
too.
phrase. I like that.
Mine pretty simple, man. I wish that people would just mind their motherfucking business.
Okay.
That shit easy, bro.
That shit easy.
You
On the
ain't
limb.
you ain't got to pay to mind your own business, bro. You just got
That's
to
free
do it.
99.
You know what I mean? So mine is completely easy. Like just mind your own business.
Yeah.
Stick to your own. You know what I mean?
Mind the business that pay you.
Exactly, because a lot of times we just be too focused on other folks' shit, bro.
Absolutely.
Like for real, like I done seen like real life arguments about somebody else who don't even know you.
And you going
Somebody else
Y'all
business.
going in.
down about to
You know
fight.
what I'm saying? But I got a rule. Like for me, I can never take a girl serious if I done seen her arguing with somebody on the shade room.
Ooh.
Like that for real.
Ooh.
You know how somebody's name will pop up that you
You
follow
see it
when
in
you
the
on
comments, yeah.
And I click on their name and she in a full-fledged argument about Chris Brown. Oh nah, baby, you blocked. Get off my shit. Man.
That's something motherfucker.
Yeah, I might be a little petty for that, but I got to have it, baby. You got to get off my shit.
Baby on that, don't at me.
Yeah.
For sure.
I said what I said.
Next one gonna be good, cause I know y'all some world travelers. You know what I mean? My friends up here.
For sure.
I mean, I'm still a street.
No,
kid.
you not.
I'm trying to stay humble.
You was
with
on
the
the beach in Cali when niggas didn't even know what Cali was.
Right, alright, but look, a good place to visit is, Jimmy, let's start with you.
Oh man, Panama. I love that shit. You know what I mean? I got a lot of Panamanian family.
Yeah.
My family is Panamanian. My kids are part Panamanian, and for so long I never had went over there. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't. That's the reason I got my passport, because I haven't even went over there and met their grandparents or nothing, right? So I had to step outside my comfort zone and go there. And these people, they don't speak English like that. It was like a whole nother world, but I felt so at home. You get what I'm saying? It was so peaceful. It was like they don't even be tripping about time and none of that. Like that's crazy. Like over here, so we be so pressed for time. We gotta get on work on time.
Yeah.
We gotta do this on time. Over there, it's not like that. So that's the first place I went to in a long time, and it felt like an actual vacation. Plus, I had family over there. So shout out to Panama. I think that's a dope place to go visit.
Yeah, what you think? A good place to visit is?
I would love for us to explore Cuba more. I went to Cuba last year, around like April, almost May. The weather was perfect, but we stayed in an area that was not a resort at all. So we got to see the actual people, like where people live. It wasn't glorified or beautified or any of that. Like we saw actual, corner markets with, dead animals hanging, ready to be sold. We saw, down the way we could see a hotel, wasn't necessarily the nicest. We saw places where they're selling calling cards and, little bootleg phone, really trying to scam you a little bit. But just different things. Like you could see the street hustle. You could see, people piling on top of each other to get on a bus. It was just very different. It was interesting to see the culture. It was interesting to see like how they run businesses over there, like your local pizza shop or whatever the case may be. But overall, it was a beautiful city to explore and be able to see the highs and lows. Just because we're very fortunate, we're spoiled as Americans. So I would definitely say I learned a lot, and I definitely that opened my eyes to go into the real areas of some of these countries that had the most beautiful resorts, but like how do the natives live? Like that was a great experience. So Cuba for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like that. For me, a good place to visit is the wilderness alone. Like I have a real love affair with nature, and that's something I feel like our people are kind of out of touch with, and that's where we come from. You know what I'm saying? Just nature itself. You know what I mean? And that's something I feel we should kind of go back to, whether it be. And I ain't saying going out to the cabins where you in the goddamn 5-bedroom.
Jacuzzi pool.
Pool table downstairs. No, really get out there in the nature. Like that's something we don't really get into a lot. You don't hear a lot of people talk about let's go camping right quick. You know what I mean? They afraid of what's out there, but ain't nothing really to be afraid of than it is out here in these streets every day. So you can carry just as many guns you want to out there than you can out here. So
baby steps. So let these folks go hiking first.
I mean, but see,
Stone Mountain first.
it ain't nothing to be afraid of. You can go out there and go camping. Just read up on it first. You know what I'm saying? Know what you need to take. Be prepared. You know what I'm saying, for kind of anything. You know what I mean? Yeah, just like anything.
Okay, so would you recommend that even if I was trying to go on like a romantic date, you know, like those cabins that you was talking about, you know, would you think it'd be better to visit those places or like Vegas on the Strip?
I mean, something like that would be cheaper on the pockets than Vegas on the Strip. You know what I'm saying? Obviously. Yeah. Because you don't really got to do much. You can just enjoy nature, be out there in nature. For sure. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to see a lot of stuff that you don't get to see in the city as far as like the stars at night, period. If you ain't never experienced that, like you ain't experienced much. If people stopped. Oh, you ready to jump out there? Like,
no, I'm just saying, like, I would say, if people stop responding before they read, like, educate yourself on the things that you about to say. Like, it's plenty of times where you'll post something online or you'll read an article and by the time you get to the end, the comments be going ham. And it's like, where you get that from? Because if you read all the way through the article, you would have seen that your question was answered.
Like the LaShawn McCoy situation.
Yes. So it's things like that. I just wish people would just read. Slow down. Stop trying to, jump out there and attack before you read. Educate yourself first so you don't jump out there looking like a fool.
If people stop loving each other, I feel like the world would be a better place. You get what I'm saying? I think, like, you can't...
If they stop loving each other?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because
hold on, you got me confused.
Let him explain. No,
okay. Because let's finish the topic, right? And what was the sentence?
If people stopped.
And I said, if people stop loving each other.
Stop loving each other, the world would be a better place.
No. I meant to say, when people stop loving each other, the world will be, it'll be bad. You get what I'm saying? Because right now, it ain't no love. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And I know I screwed that up a little bit, but just to jump back on track, you know what I'm saying? Like, if people start loving each other, man, it's like, we already out here battling now. You know what I'm saying? You down there battling with your family. You battling with your own wife, your girlfriend. It's like, and you question the love that's there. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the love that's there is just don't come in the way that you think it should come. You get what I'm saying? So we lose faith on that, and then we create a different mentality. Like, man, anybody that shows us love, we question it if it's real, if it's fake, all of that. If you give out genuine love with people, man, I just think we'll be a way better place. Less murders, less black on black crimes, and all of that. We just gotta show love and really mean what we say, and say what we mean.
Right. Before I do mine, I want to add in a word. I want to say, if black people stopped just talking about it and started being about it, we'll be in a way better situation. You know what I mean? Especially as far as like situations like nowadays when we fighting for our rights. Ferguson, in Atlanta, where we shut down the highways and all kind of stupid shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna say Ferguson was dumb because it started off in the right direction, but certain things caused it to go astray. And I say outside entities. You know what I'm saying? People who start giving them money. Now you get a whole different agenda going on for your situation. But as far as black people doing more than we talk. Like, we always talking about let's boycott this, boycott that, but we never have a plan for longevity. It's always a quick fix. Let's do this to prove a quick point. Let's do that to prove a quick point. We'll never have a real plan of action. You know what I'm saying? Like, we always talking, but we ain't never really doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if we did more of that, actually doing something, like getting together, forming real plans, you know what I'm saying, being strategic, you know what I'm saying, with our money, with our actions, all type of shit, we'll be in a way better place today. You know what I mean? So, all right, now, next topic.
Oh.
Do you care if the person you're dating doesn't post you on social media?
No.
You don't care?
No, I don't think it matters. I mean, the only thing that would irritate me is if, let's say, for instance, he had like a child or whatever.
Right.
So, if you could post your baby mama on Mother's Day,
Mm-hmm.
then acknowledge me in the same way, like birthday or Christmas or whatever. Like, it don't have to be no every time we do something thing. Like, I don't share my personal life. It's plenty of shit going on in my personal life, and you wouldn't know. But that's not a requirement for me.
So you do care, basically.
No, I just want equal respect.
Yeah, so you care. That's the bullshit.
Equal respect. No, I'm not gonna trip. It says, do you care? You said, do I
Do you
care
care?
if he posts me?
But you gave stipulations on which it depends upon if you gonna care or not. So
No, I'm saying I don't post him. So if you don't post me, that's fine. But if you're posting other women in your life,
and you
then
not
post me.
posting other men, so if you post your daddy, he shouldn't feel on top of it.
That's my goddamn daddy.
That's
That's
his
not my
baby
baby
mama.
daddy.
That's his baby
That's
mama.
not my baby
She
daddy.
had
That's
his
my
child.
daddy.
She had his child.
She had a child.
So,
That's major.
That's very.
That's huge.
so you post your baby mama.
If I had one,
You
much
a
respect,
goddamn
baby
lie.
mama,
You a
imaginary baby mama. So
You don't even post
That's
your
how I be.
mama on Mother's Day.
Cause
We're not post your
niggas don't need to see who my mama is.
Exactly.
I murder nigga behind my
So
mama.
you better
That's me.
not post no broad on your
Play
page,
with it.
and you can't even post your mama.
Nah, cause I love my mama. I'm protecting my mama.
But you don't love these women.
Hey man.
Oh, okay.
I only love my bed and
Alright.
my mama. I'm sorry. I ain't talking about Drake
You so
so my
fake.
bed.
You so
My bed, my
You so
goddamn queen size.
You so
My
fake.
cal-
He'll post
my
a
cal-
girl though. He'll post a girl, but he won't post a mama.
I ain't never seen
Because
a
you
girl on
respect
my
and
bed.
love.
Mm-mm.
You just said you would.
I would, but I still ain't did it though. So
Cap.
that probably go to my
okay.
answer.
Oh,
My
cap.
answer is I wouldn't care, cause I probably ain't gonna post you on mine. So if you don't post me on your page, alright. You know what I mean? Just don't post another nigga though.
Oh, stipulation.
Same thing she just said, though,
Ooh,
fam.
I don't care. I don't care who posts me.
You
No,
just said
no,
the
no,
same
no. No. I didn't say I don't care if you don't post me. or not.
thing.
You just can't post another nigga.
Don't
I
care.
ain't say baby
But you
daddy.
can't post
I ain't say baby daddy.
Kill
I ain't say baby daddy.
You ain't
You
kill.
can't post no random
No.
nigga. That mean
Why?
That mean that's your nigga. then.
She can't say man
That
crush
mean that's your
Monday
nigga then.
and a
She can't put
celebrity.
ghost on
That's
there
your
all
nigga
day.
then.
She can put
Ghost?
ghost.
Oh yeah. I mean like a regular nigga.
Oh, regular.
Like a regular nigga.
What if it had like?
Shout out to my
What if she
boss
put a
for the
picture of
promotion.
her
She can't
prom
post that?
picture?
Her prom picture.
Ooh,
That old. That old.
Oh,
Well, her
that
high
old.
school
So
sweetheart.
yeah, so mine is my answer better than yours.
No.
You still also, yeah, you can't post nobody.
No.
My
That's
shit
you.
My shit just saying you just can't post niggas like if I was to see this nigga at Kroger, nigga, you can't be posting this nigga on Instagram. I might see this nigga out somewhere. Alright? You can't do that shit. Yeah, you
What's
can post
the stipulation?
You can post
Come on
ghosts.
now.
You can post ghosts and
Either
my
you
nigga,
care
my nigga
or you
kill
don't
manga.
care.
You can post all them niggas all you want to, the famous niggas you'll never meet.
So you
You
care.
can't post a nigga around the corner.
So you care.
Nah, cause that's slick chicken. You can't post a nigga around the corner.
Listen, I don't care
bullshit.
what he say out his mouth.
That
The
bullshit.
explanation says he cares.
That bullshit.
He cares.
That bullshit. You just can't post a nigga around the corner, man.
Hey, man.
That's bullshit.
Shout out to Larry for changing my tire while my dude was at work.
Ooh.
See?
I can't
See?
post that.
See?
I can't post that.
Be like, bitch, I taught you how to change a tire. What you fucking with these niggas for? I taught you how to change tires.
I'm not changing my own
She had
tire
a
when
dress
Larry
on, she
walked
had-
up and offered
You
to
feel
change
me?
it.
Nah. And you be like, baby, I'm straight. My baby told me how to change tires. He taught me.
Yeah, okay, at 99
My
degrees
baby
and the
taught
sun
me.
beaming on my ass. Yeah, Larry.
It don't take much. It just
You
need
sure
to be
can.
hot. You can get my girl. It just need to be hot. What you think, Jimmy?
That'll go from changing the tire to getting your girl. Bye, man. Go ahead, Jimmy. What's your opinion? We some of stuff too.
That's how it go.
No.
They done changed the
I
tire.
gotta come
He
out.
done went from 0 to 60.
I
He
got-
done went from helping me while I'm in a moment of distress. And
now-
I
now
shouted
y'all
you
wanna
out.
Now y'all
I
wanna
had
think.
Larry shout out. He got a mobile auto mechanic business. I done shouted him out.
You done shouted
he
him
stopped.
out?
He stopped to
You
help
done
me.
shouted him out.
All of a sudden, you got an attitude.
Ooh.
Why?
You the one shot
I'm helping that man grow his business.
He changed the time. Now y'all on a date. That's how the shit work, folks. See, I know how this shit go.
No, just say you care.
I know how this shit go.
Just say you care. You care.
I care this much.
No.
Jimmy, you care?
No.
Y'all niggas made it hard to come behind that,
No,
man.
he's so far, man.
Oh, no, I care. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, on Happy Father's Day,
Oh, yeah.
I need that goddamn picture of her.
Facts.
Here you talking about. Man, I don't need, you posted your cousins and shit. That's cool. But I'm your motherfucking husband, nigga. I need at least a few. I ain't asking to be up there all the time. But nah, I do care about that. You feel me? And that's, maybe I'm soft. Maybe I'm LL Cool J. I'm Drake. You feel me? Maybe I'm that. But at the end of the day, if it's been 365 days out of the year, I don't get that damn picture.
You especially.
Oh, nigga, I'm on your
You
motherfucking
deserve it
name.
on that. Especially
Motherfucking name.
I agree, though. I think people should know your presence.
I better get a Money Crush Wednesday.
Money Crush.
Money Crush
You want a Monday? Man Crush Monday.
Yeah, a Money Crush Wednesday. That's new. No, ain't no Man Crush Monday. We taking no Wednesday. We letting you know now. Money Crush Wednesday. MCW.
Hey,
understand me?
Hold the
Yeah,
hashtag.
I like that.
Tell your wife to crank that up
You
this
like that,
week.
bro?
I love
Crank it
that
up this
shit.
week.
Hey, my girl better motherfucking post.
Money Crush
it up.
You know what I'm
Wednesday.
saying? And I'm gonna post her though. I'm gonna
Yeah.
post some real shit. So yeah.
I like that. I like that. Let's switch gears all the way. We finna take it to sports right quick. You know what I mean? I know you pretty knowledgeable in this,
I'm going to keep it short and sweet.
but I know, yeah, you pretty knowledgeable in it, though. I give you respect on that.
For sure.
How y'all feel about T.O., Terrell Owens, skipping the Hall of Fame induction ceremony because he won the first ballot Hall of Fame? How y'all feel? Go ahead.
Let me go first. I'm going to keep it short and
Yeah,
sweet.
Go ahead.
I think, for some reason, I would love to know the underlying reason that he is so underrated. I really would. It kind of feel like he been blackballed, but don't nobody really want to say it.
I told y'all she was talking. Told y'all she
I
was
don't
talking.
really know. I'm just saying. So I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. So years and years, this man has played his ass off. No matter what the team was, he might have had a few injuries here and there, but he done always came back a little bit stronger, a little bit better, a little more agile.
Shout out to
However,
Super
the one thing I will say is his temper sometimes can be taken the wrong way because T.O. is very sensitive and he is very passionate.
Speak, preach.
So I don't know if that may be rubbing some of the right people in the right places the wrong way. The voters, absolutely. But I think it's a shame. I think it's a shame that man can't get the credit he deserves. And I understand and fully support him not showing up because I think it's disrespectful. They've been disrespecting that man for years, and I completely agree with his decision. So, short and sweet.
For me, I feel the same way. You know what I'm saying? I felt like at the end of the day, that man was a first ballot Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? In my opinion, you know what I mean? See, people get caught up on the antics on the outside of. If we talking about football and sports and games, he fucking came through. I don't care what he was doing on the outside. You know, and it comes down to when him and Donovan McNabb had an issue.
Yes.
You know, and he questioned Donovan McNabb's heart. You get what I'm saying? Because before the Super Bowl, he was throwing up, right? You scared. You feel me?
Yeah.
T.O. would come back from a broke ankle.
Yeah.
In that motherfucking Super Bowl and went motherfucking goat status.
With the screws still
Come
in that
on,
thing.
man. So
With the
that
screws
man,
still in there.
for him to say, y'all played with me, I'm cool. I ain't showing up. I salute that. Shout out to him, man. I didn't know how I felt about him for a long time. But with him doing this, I have to say that he is who I thought he was.
Yeah.
And I think he's standing on what he believes in, and I support that.
Yeah. My thoughts on it is, I agree with y'all too at the same thing, but I still think these more T.O.'s antics, man. You know he one of them niggas that want the spotlight on him. What other way to get the spotlight on you at the Hall of Fame is to say, I ain't coming. Nigga, he ain't talking about, I'm straight, Hall of Fame, I ain't showing up. You know what I mean? That's the best way to get the spotlight on you.
Yeah.
Am I lying?
To make people have a conversation.
To make people even talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because granted, T.O. is number 2 behind Jerry Rice, numbers wise.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Statistically, let me get my mouth right because I've been drinking, y'all. Statistically,
Okay.
all right, he behind Jerry Rice, number 2.
For sure.
In every category down there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer, hands down.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't have been no question. Yeah, my boy acted the fool off the field,
Yeah.
but he never really got in trouble for anything.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? Never had to suspend my boy for anything off the field, getting locked up, beating on white girls. You know what I'm saying?
And you said the key word, white girl.
I'm just saying.
Come on now,
I'm just
watch
being
yourself.
real. You ain't never had to check my boy on none of that. You know what I
Careful
mean? He wasn't out here DUI.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Getting caught with guns and drugs. Nothing.
Yeah.
He was just like, shit, y'all, they can't stop me. I'm this. Let me do some sit-ups in the driveway. What's happening? You know what I mean? That was T.O. He was just dramatic. So I don't really think it's nothing wrong with what he's doing because it's just more of what he's always done. You know what I'm saying? Because he deserved to be in that thing. So, I mean, I don't really have
all of us stand firm on what, that's pretty much we rocking with it.
Yeah,
You know
I'm
what I
rocking
mean?
with
Salute
I'm rocking
y'all,
with my
man.
boy.
Salute for
All right,
Salute to T.O.
Salute to T.O. Secondary,
for
greatest
sure.
receiver of all time.
For sure.
He'll get his when it's
Salute.
time.
He will.
I
He in there
believe.
now. They can't say nothing.
Like
to him.
right now,
got
like
his-
he
got
really
his
in
jacket.
there. Like
He in there.
this
He
is
got
what
his
he been
jacket.
waiting on. You get what I'm saying? And this is his moment, and I think he deserves it.
Yeah, he got his jacket now.
For sure.
All right, next thing. Let's go to something kind of local that affects us right now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? This Georgia hands-free law. How y'all feel about it? Do you really feel like it's beneficial?
Can-
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Cause I just feel like it's beneficial in some ways. You get what I'm saying? And maybe this answer will come off as I contradicting myself.
Oh.
Hey, that's how I really feel.
We'll be
At
the
least
judge
you-
of
at least you
that.
telling
I'm
me.
just
We're
playing. gonna let the people judge that.
I feel like these little 16-year-old kids
Yeah.
that's all on their phone looking at their playlist, going live, driving crazy and shit. You know what I'm saying? You drunk and you 15 years old. Nah, nigga, put that phone down. You
Right.
know, there's levels to this shit.
But like you were saying, I don't really feel like age got nothing to do with it. Cause I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
I done had a couple times. I done been driving, and I know I might not have looked at the road about 5 minutes. I've been on my phone looking at something, texting, but I know I'm at. Cause I done drove these roads so much.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
know what I mean? But
though.
I know what you're saying. That's why I feel you. That's why I had to come behind.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? But what I'm gonna say is, I really feel like it's beneficial. Cause I know it's plenty times, man. God took the wheel from me, boy. And I know He saved me a few times. Cause it wasn't me. Cause I know I was texting and trying to change from Nipsey to Young Gunner. So I know it wasn't me. I was looking at my phone and something told me to just swerve my
That's
car.
why I
back
told
right.
you,
So
man. I've been told you gotta get your playlist up.
yeah, my playlist is way better than yours. But let's not get into
Let's
that.
start something
Before we
now.
make that,
Start this
before we
one
make
tonight.
that, before we make that a whole show.
You know what I'm saying?
You understand
Please,
me?
like
Don't do that
the
now. We
real
might have to
king,
make that a
the real
whole
king.
show now.
playlist.
But like I'm saying, I really feel like it's beneficial because I really feel like that shit could save somebody's life.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying? Because if the more eyes that's on the road, because that's one of the scariest things for me is to be in the car with somebody that answer a text.
Yeah.
That shit's scary as fuck.
Yeah.
If you ever in the car with somebody and they driving and then they do this,
Oh, yeah.
and you just in the passenger seat helpless,
Yeah.
that shit is scary as hell.
Yeah.
I can't deal with shit like that. So yeah, I feel like it's
Paranoia.
beneficial.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I look at it from a different standpoint because the only reason I feel it's beneficial is because if people really abide by this, I think we'll have less accidents on the road, and I think that means my insurance will go down, personally. So, they know, they do studies every year through insurance companies, Department of Transportation, police officers do reports, on like violent accidents and all that stuff. And to be honest, based on the zip code that majority of them have, like the percentage, your insurance can go up. You could have not had an accident at all, but your insurance can go up just because there's a lot more accidents happening in your area.
Right.
So that's something that, I didn't know until, I really started looking at, hold on now, my insurance went up about $80. Like, the hell?
Yeah.
So that's when I started looking into it, and I'm like, damn, that hands-free law could be beneficial. Let's just see how it works. I mean, some people will abide by it, some won't, but hopefully it'll save a few lives. So I hope it is beneficial.
Cool.
I think it will be. I mean, just in regards to workplace age discrimination, I would just say sometimes it's necessary for professional maturity. You know, if you're a 22-year-old recent graduate, maybe you might have some of the most up-to-date knowledge book-wise, but that doesn't mean you have the work experience, the know-how to deal with and build relationships, and just how to navigate just normal politics of any job. If you don't work alone, then there's politics involved in that particular job. So I think that sometimes it's necessary, but when it comes to maybe just overall hiring, I think age, race, all that stuff should be taken off the table and more looked at skill set. But I do agree on the other hand that sometimes with age comes maturity, and that's necessary in some roles.
Sure.
But something a little bit more fun to talk about.
Oh, it's fun?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So we're gonna talk about something fun.
All right.
So tell me, like, everybody these days has an iPhone. Even if you have Android, you do have emojis. So what's your favorite emoji to use and why?
I got a tie. Tie for my favorite emojis.
Okay.
Because I do them because when I send them, people let me know how much they hate them. That's why they my favorite, because it really gets under people's skin. The dude that wear the monocle, the one eyeglass,
Okay.
The one.
that's one of my, that one.
Yeah, that
And then Buddy that do this,
Yeah.
them my favorite one. Because anybody that send me anything stupid, I'm hitting them with this automatic.
already.
What you talking about?
What's you talking about? Already on.
What? You want me to go where? Nah, bro. I ain't going nowhere. They're my
And
two
see,
favorite
I
ones.
don't look at it like that. Like, that's one of my favorites too. But I think it's more like a I think you lying. Like, I use it as that, like a I feel like what you're saying is a lie
Because you a skeptic.
of
Yes.
everything and everybody.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite emoji.
Yeah.
I use it constantly.
Yeah, what you got?
My favorite emoji is the locket, the heart locket.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You
okay.
get what I'm saying? I just feel like for me that means you locked in. You know what I mean? If I seen you that, it don't matter. That could be in different situations, but if you my brother, we say certain things, and you done show me that you been with A1. That locket mean that's locked and key. That's valuable. You know what I mean? So for me, that locket is like, if I put that locket on you, you know your expectation is high with me.
Oh, yeah.
Because that mean like we locked in.
Yeah, you done added to my Cellar Dream package, boy. I like that one. I'm going to use that one in some online too, motherfucker. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Got game for the lanes, boy, I
What?
tell you.
It to be sold, not told. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Lord. Here we go. So I know you just mentioned a little bit about brotherhood. So tell me how you feel about the Black Atlanta youth that went on to like really truly dominate the Harvard debate.
They were
You
from
heard about
Atlanta?
that?
I didn't know they were from
Hey,
Atlanta.
that what threw me out.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were from Atlanta. That's
Yeah.
dope.
Man,
That's
hey.
dope.
Hey,
That's dope. That's my quick.
Can I-
That's my quick topic.
so you done?
Dope as fuck.
Can you tap me in? My
Dang.
dog. Hey, for me, what they did was represented for what's always been the mecca of black people. People that's always been smarter than what people. We ain't no country Bamas. I don't care what nobody say. We was always educated. All of that. So it's finally time. You know, I feel it's like it's time for that. Atlanta, we here. It's a lot of Hollywood shit going on right now. But I'm so glad that we have beautiful black people that went up there and, you know, did something that has never been done before. And show those, you know, show people that you can be from over here and still be smart. You get what I'm saying? So that's something that I would tell my kids about. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Good. So last thing I want your opinion on is who do you feel is the most powerful couple in 2018?
Oh, boo.
Who's made the biggest splash to you in 2018? Because I can easily say who my couple is.
Yeah, go
Let me
ahead.
go.
Well, let me get mine out the way, cause
No,
I'm the type
you
of
just
nigga.
said
I'm
all
the type.
boo.
Yeah, cause I said that's why I said I want
Is
to get
this
mine
like
out the way.
famous people? Or it's anybody that you feel.
Yeah, cause that's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling this aim towards famous people.
Yeah.
Cause if it's aimed towards cause if it's aimed towards famous people, I'm automatically on some like fuck this shit. These niggas ain't shit.
Yeah.
My auntie them been married 45 years. They the most popular.
Yeah.
That's me. Whoever's happy, truly happy. That's what I feel is the most powerful.
For me, man, I know it, and I just hate this question, you know, because it's so, like, typical, but for me, the most powerful couple to me in 2018 is my mom and dad. You feel me? Because I went through some real shit, and, like, I couldn't talk to these people who they putting on these platforms, like, because they going through something. I need to know somebody around me that then went through some shit, you know what I'm saying, to be able to keep me going. You get what I'm saying? And this year been hard for me and anybody that's been around me, but shout out to my mom and dad, kept me on track the whole time, and I just feel like for me, they the most powerful couple. It ain't always about being perfect and that fairy tale. It's about loyalty and with your integrity and, you know, this shit the family. And you don't never go against the family. You know what I mean? So shout out to my mom.
Like a monster just then.
Yeah.
Niggas ain't peep that shit.
That's an Italian mom phrase. Never
niggas ain't peep that, boy. If you didn't get a chill,
that low
you
key,
heard
that was a
that
low key.
shit, boy.
Low key.
You a gangsta ass nigga, but then
low key got it
you
moment.
didn't get a little chill when you heard that shit, but you a gangsta. That nigga said
that was a low key got it moment.
Right,
yeah.
right. You never go against the family.
You heard that?
Yes. I'm using that.
You like that?
Tell them niggas, boy, you never go against the family.
You don't ever do that. If you're a motherfucking family, it don't matter. I'm sorry, it don't matter. Like, you don't never go against that. We can talk
you
about.
You got to say it just like that.
Yeah, for sure.
You never go against
And did you? What's your most powerful couple?
So, I mean, I'm gonna go celebrity wise.
Okay.
Because obviously I could shout out a lot of amazing, you know, healthy, happy couples or whatever. But I would definitely say Will and Jada Smith. The reason why I would say that is because Will Smith finally joined Instagram this year, and he has made a lot of people, you know, change their thought process on a lot of different things. He's very inspirational. Sure. He's motivated so many people. He's relatable as well because he's not all stuffy and serious. He human too. Like, and he talk about some of the things that happen within his marriage, with his kids, like with business, all of that. He talks about how, you know, sometimes every movie he thought was gonna go great didn't, etc. So I think that's human, but he still influences the masses. He could drop music, it still becomes a success without him cursing or disrespecting people or whatever. So I'm just saying, it don't necessarily got to be a top 40, but I'm just saying, if he was to drop something, it's a lot of people that would support it. That's all I'm saying. True. Now, when it comes to Jada, I think Jada respects, or a lot of people respect Jada, but Jada just recently started a talk show called The Red Table. It's a Facebook sponsored talk show that has the 3 generations of women in her family. So herself, her mom, and Willow, which is her daughter. And that has just honestly like kind of brought women and men together, like especially women, like learning how to talk to their daughters or that are in the teenage phase, you know, grandmothers bonding with teenage granddaughters, you know, moms repairing relationships with their mother that maybe didn't give them the perfect upbringing. So I think it's very powerful because they don't hold back. They're very honest. They've talked about personal addictions, you know, parenthood, where they feel like they failed, succeeded, whatever. And I just think that's very powerful. I consider that a powerful couple because they've always been transparent. They've always, you know, gone for whatever their dreams were. Like Jada was an actress, but then she was a pop star, a rock star, whatever, was in a band. Sure. Now she's doing other things. So I consider that to be powerful. You don't have to be the most popular to be the most powerful to me.
And then shout out to Will had the still hardest Kiki challenge.
He did.
He went on top of the, you know.
He did. He had a good time.
Yeah. You know,
because people getting hit by cars on their challenge now.
We talking about Will Smith though.
Yeah, I know what y'all saying. Yeah. I know what y'all saying. It was some twerkers that really did their thing. But it was, and they really got down. They did it thing. They
But
dropped
guess
it
what,
low
though?
and really changed my view on the Kiki channel. Cause I was getting annoyed with the shit till they showed twerking.
Wow.
And,
Wow.
I appreciate that. So
Of
then
course.
shout out to them and Will.
Of course, you
Yeah.
can appreciate a good booty
A
pop.
good twerk. Who can't?
Of course you can.
We need twerkers in 2018. Man.
Shout out to the underworld.
What would we do without you?
Hey man, appreciate y'all tuning in.
Thank y'all for joining us this week. We'll
Yeah.
see y'all next Friday,
Ah,
15:25.
yeah.